he has to let it roll off his back, Stephen A. Your reaction?
First of all, Geno Smith apologized. He knows that he shouldn't be spewing any F-bombs. As tempting as it is to retaliate to idiots and obnoxious individuals, you simply can't do that when you're in Geno Smith's position. The fact that he came out, apologized without being prompted, I give him a lot of credit for that, because the Geno Smith that I know is that kind of stand-up guy. He didn't have to be somebody that was prodded by Jets PR and those guys to do what he did, which was apologize. So I'm done with that. That's cool. And I think that people in New York, as much as I respect my colleagues and contemporaries, as you well know, I think people in New York calling for Geno Smith to be benched because of that is ridiculous.
Yeah.
Now, if it's because of how he has played, all right, having committed, throwing 5 interceptions, committing 7 turnovers on the season thus far, got a QBR right now that's less than what it was last year. It was 35 last year's QBR is 27. It's just bad right now. There's just no other way to slice it. You want to look at Geno Smith for that, that's fine, but not because the man cussed at a fan. That kind of stuff happens. People need to get over it. With that being said, I will say this, Skip Bayless. I have not given up on Geno Smith, the quarterback in the NFL. But I have given up on Geno Smith, the quarterback for the Jets, for this season.
Yeah.
I do believe that for this season, it would do Geno Smith well to be on the bench and for Michael Vick to step up in there. And that's not to say that Michael Vick, we should expect something great. Michael Vick's last 3 seasons as a quarterback, he hasn't completed 60% of his passes once. His QBR was in the 40s. He's never had a QBR of over 68 in his career. But at the same time, Michael Vick being a veteran, being a dual threat because of his willingness to run the football, I think those kind of things can galvanize the Jets. I don't blame them for standing by Geno Smith. I don't believe Geno Smith is something that is somebody that should be given up on. Skip Bayless, I think that he has the talent. I think that he has the potential. I've seen him make throws. His decision-making is the problem. And I think sometimes that requires for you to sit back and just let the game come to you, which I think in New York at this particular juncture, he is incapable of doing. I think the course that he's going on right now, he's in danger of becoming the next Mark Sanchez. Because I think Mark Sanchez can still quarterback in this game. I think Mark Sanchez will still be a starting quarterback in this game again after this season when he becomes a free agent in March. The problem is that he stayed in New York too long and he was just bombarded. And I think that's what's on the verge of happening to Geno Smith now, because the interception, the fumble yesterday against the Lions, 2 turnovers pivotal in the 4th quarter, those are the kind of things that are indicative and reminiscent of what the New York crowd grew all too accustomed to seeing in the Mark Sanchez era. And as a result, they're not going to give him a chance to sort of like go through those growing pains. I think you put Michael Vick in now, and even though Rex has said that he's not going to do it, I think you put Michael Vick in soon, and you let him finish this year.
You just jolted me when you put Geno in the same sentence with Mark Sanchez, because that's an insult to Mark Sanchez. Mark Sanchez did some pretty
his first 2 years.
Well, he got him to the AFC Championship
game. His first 2 years, but that's not what I was talking about. I was talking about the last part. Yes, in the end. That's what I'm talking about.
I'm with you.
Yeah.
I'm also with you. I do appreciate his apology. It seemed heartfelt. I think he knew he really, really screwed that one up.
Right.
And I think he was asking for a little forgiveness there. Like, I was caught up in the moment. Okay, I'm going to give him
it
that.
happens.
Okay, I'm good.
Just don't let it happen again.
I said before the year, Michael Vick starts, they're a contender. Geno starts, they're not a contender. And I'm going to bring up again why I didn't love Geno before the draft. We talked about it before. You remember his last year at West Virginia. They start out 5-0, and he is the front runner for the Heisman Trophy. Remember this? After a big win at Texas. And then what happened? One fateful Saturday, they go out to Texas Tech in Lubbock, Texas, and the wind was howling, and Geno got blown off the field. They lost 49 to, what was it, 19.
Yeah.
And they end up losing 5 in a row and 6 of their last 8, including the bowl game. And what did we talk about fairly regularly?
Yes. His demeanor on those
bad body language, hanging your head, seeming to blame teammates, pointing fingers. It was a bad look for him. His whole demeanor sank. Even when he tried out to the huddle as they were losing games, wasn't the same guy. So you have to say, okay, Geno, are you made of the right stuff? Are you resilient enough to make it in pro football. I'm with you on the, as they talk about the Trent Dilfer arm talent. He's got arm talent. We've seen that throw he made that got canceled the other day at Green Bay. That was a big-time throw.
Yes, it was.
By the timeout.
Early, yeah.
Yeah. But I'm just saying, is he built to last in the NFL, psychologically, emotionally, backbone-wise? I'm not sure about that. I'm not sold.
What I would say in response to that, Skip, is that I think it's important to recognize that when you're in New York, that can't be the barometer of what you may be psychologically as an NFL player, because New York throws some stuff at you that most other places don't go. New York, Philly, they throw some stuff at you that most other places
do.
That's right.
Maybe the fans.
I'm just talking about the fan base. In terms of what you deal with psychologically, that factors into the equation when you are a young quarterback, because when you are young and you put expectations on yourself, or the franchise puts expectations on you, it's a problem. And I want to point this out. Rex Ryan is going to take some heat too. Skip Bayless, I want to be on the record here on national television to tell you Rex Ryan doesn't deserve this. The New York Jets are in every game. And the fact is that John Idzik, the general manager for the New York Giants, has given Rex Ryan little to work with. How in God's name do you not buffer the cornerback position when you lost to Darrelle Revis a couple of years ago, when you let go of Antonio Cromartie this upcoming season, when you leave it in the hands of a second-year player who got benched 3 times before he even emerged as Rookie of the Month last December in Milliner, and that's your #1 corner. You got, considering the corners that were out there this year, you didn't go out there in the offseason and get Rex Ryan anything to work with. Antonio Allen got burned yesterday by Ross. Megatron barely played, and Matthew Stafford was still picking them apart. That's just embarrassing. And you know that Rex is a tad bit shy, maybe, of a genius on the defensive side of the ball. And
I'll give you that.
If you have the personnel, Rex Ryan can make it happen. So to me, the fact that the Jets made some errors defensively the way that they did shows me that was about personnel, not about scheme, which puts it on Idzik, not on Rex Ryan. And as a result, those kind of things also affect how your offense fares, because you're putting them behind the 8 ball because you can't rescue them the way you're accustomed to rescuing them. And I think that also has a lot to do with the lack of progress on the part of Geno Smith. Not to mention, Morningwig is just working with Geno Smith from last year. He has a long-standing relationship with Michael Vick, which is another reason Michael Vick should be in there.
I'm with you on Rex. He is proving to me to be the best defensive coach in football. And you know how much I respect and admire Bill Belichick, but I think Rex is proving to be a little better because he's doing more with less to me.